Light the candles, get the ice out, roll the rug up. It's today, though it may not be anyone's birthday. I know it's far from the first of the year. I know that this very minute has history in it. We're here. There's a time for making merry, and time for making hay. Take the candle, get your shoes on, strike the band. Light the candles, fill the punch bowl, throw confetti. It's today. Life can also be lived on a weekday, so don't depend on a holiday day. If you want New Year's to double, then order a double and wait. There's a time for you can give life if you live life all the way. Call the cabs out, hold the fruit down, hold the sun down. Well, we're just so thankful that all of you are here, and we're going to be naming some of you. We hope we get all of you. Whoever is here, leave a comment that you're here. And also you can, become a friend of Chicagoland Duo so that you will get more notifications of our shows. Or if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. So we want to know that you're on here, so just write a little note that you're here. Well, I'd like to welcome a few people while Lee's working on this. There's my sister Marty on, and Mindy, one of my new friends I love, and Amy B, and Ingrid G. I'm not giving you all the last names. And let's see. I think that's it for our startup, but I'm sure we're getting more. Ingrid's from Nashville. That's something. Apparently a friend of Andy. And Amy's from East Lansing. So this is getting all around. We're so happy. Last year we walked for the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois. It was down, we walked downtown Chicago, and it was a lot of fun. And they tried to do one this year, but of course with COVID, it kind of got pushed aside, and they thought maybe by September they could do it, but it still wasn't good. So they're doing a virtual walk where people are just walking in their neighborhoods. But we just thought of this idea of doing a fundraiser for the NKF. And we did a fundraiser a couple years ago for another kidney fund. And it was a lot of fun. And this time, I think we're raising a lot of money. Our goal is $1,300 because, as Andy will tell you, he's had the kidney for 13 years. And that's the bat mitzvah for the kidney. And so he wants to raise... He wants to raise $1,300, but it looks like we're already up to 900 something because some people have already jumped in and donated already, which is great. So maybe we'll go way over the 1,300, and that would really be fun.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We thought we had everything covered. We really did, and we tested ahead of time. And we had a run through before, so it's just time to go on with a song.
On next, right?
Yep. And this song is as timeless and relevant today as it was nearly 100 years ago when it was written in 1924. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found somebody who could make me be true and make me be blue and even be glad, just being sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross, try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. For nobody else gives me a thrill. Ha! With all your charms, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be boss, try to be cross, whoops, but they wouldn't do. 'Cause nobody else gives me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Start talking, dear.
Okay, wasn't that wonderful? That's kind of Andy's signature song, although he has a lot of other signature songs, I think. Here's a real romantic one. Pennies in a stream, falling leaves of sycamore, moonlight in Vermont. I see finger waves, ski trails down the mountainside, snowlight in Vermont. Telegraph cables, how they sing down the highway as they travel each end of the road. People whose meet in this romantic setting are so hypnotized by the road. Evening summer breeze, morning of a meadowlark, moonlight in Vermont, you and me and moonlight in I wish we could all go to Vermont. That would be fun.
So in the Fantastics, the musical, Matt and Louisa, the boy and girl next door, discover what they will do in case it rains.
Did you see that our fundraiser went up to $1,113?
Already?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We were trying to make $1,300 and it's just like.
Let's go for 2,600. Cool. A few years ago for the walk in Philadelphia, I was like the third top fundraiser at about 3,500 or something like that. So right now we're inching our way up the top 10 this year, so help us out if you can.
Hear how the wind begins to whisper, see how the leaves go streaming by, smell how the velvet rain is falling out where the fields are warm and dry. Now is the time to run inside and stay. Now is the time to find a hideaway where we can stay.
Soon it's gonna rain, I can see it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain, what do we do with you? Soon it's gonna rain, I can feel it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain, what are we gonna do? We'll find 4 limbs of a tree, we'll build 4 walls and a floor, we'll bind it over with leaves and run inside to stay. Then we'll let it rain, we'll not feel it. Then we'll let it rain, rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. We'll live and love within our own 4 walls. We'll find 4 limbs of a tree, we'll build 4 walls and a floor, we'll bind it over with leaves and run inside to stay. We'll run inside to stay, for soon it's gonna rain. I can see it, I can feel it. Run inside, and then we'll let it rain. We'll not feel it, then we'll let it rain. Rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. Happily we'll live and love, no cares at all. Happily we'll live and love within our castle walls.
Well, you know,
Hey.
that's a song about 2 young lovers just getting to know each other. And now we have one about an older couple renewing their marriage vows. And this one was written by the one and only Andy Bossoff.
No way. Me? Yes, I did. It was something that was coming along, and then one morning just sat down at the breakfast table and wrote it. Sometimes they come out that easily. Others I'm working on for years, like one we'll do later.
Long ago and far away I found you. Though years have passed, still my world revolves around you. As once we pledged with all our heart that come what may we'd stay together forever. So here we are together, still in rapture. Whoever thought that I'd never flinch, I'm captured. And so we pray with all our heart that we will stay in love till death do us part. It's nothing that you really plan for, more like a slowly growing tree. It's not like suddenly it happened. You've been growing old, but still embrace the boldness when your lips will spurt the words, I love you, I love you. So we are together still connected. When no one looks, we steal a kiss or cuddle. Through thick or thin, the ups and downs, we'll walk the aisle and say our vows. With the spring, on the wind, we'll sleep in peace upon our marriage bed. Hand in hand, we'll say again the words we said. Till death do us part. Till death do us part. So if you know of anyone having an anniversary, we'd love to come sing that for them, as well as a bunch of others.
Here it comes. Here comes.
Well, now for some opera, which was ruined by Alan Sherman.
Counting both feet, I have 10 toes. They're not lady toes, they're Mentos, and I'll keep them as mementos, for I love them tenderly. Oh, my hands are full of fingers, very good as doorbell ringers. Hello! And the thought of fingers lingers in my vaunted memory. In the middle is my carcass, and I always dress my carcass in the best from Neiman Marcus. That's a big store from Big D, also on Michigan Avenue. There are many things about me which I'll show you if you doubt me, things that would not work without me, like my elbow and my knee. On my face, 2 eyebrows, they're not your brows, they're my brows. Behind those eyebrows, that's where you'll find me.
Oh, I think you have some hope in being an opera singer. I'd like to tell about some more people that are on. We've got Angela N., Catherine W.
Hey, Angela. Mm-hmm.
Ben B., Ingrid G., and we got Linda Block, B.,
Oops.
Julie Ann, A., Robin F., Juliet S., and you know what, I gotta go get my microphone.
You do need your microphone, and we're going to play a video. Are we ready to do the video, or are we going to skip the video?
Oh.
Yes or no?
Well, it depends if people want
It's right now.
Yeah, if they want to go longer.
Well, can we do it right now or not? Yeah? Okay. So this is a video about the National Kidney Fund and the walk. So if you'd like to listen, please do, and find out more about this wonderful organization. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Do you have any more stories for us? Anything that
So
happened today that was
we have a group of people here because I work at I work from the National Kidney Foundation. So we do lots of things. Like we do all this stuff, like have snacks, do germs, do lots of stuff for the National Kidney Foundation.
Being a kidney transplant patient, he's able to meet kids that have the same conditions and issues that he has, but they still get to do normal stuff. The first time I dropped him off for camp, it was his first time actually being away from me. Probably missed him more than he missed me.
What will be the tallest animal you see today? Giraffe. Let's act like a giraffe.
He makes learning so easy because he wants to be involved in it. So I've learned a lot. Like, oh, maybe I should go into nursing.
Welcome back together.
My grandfather had polycystic kidneys, and he passed away from that. I guess back in those days, they didn't have all these people that help out and, all this awareness. Just thank you all. And I'm going to be here to help out as much as sign me up, okay? Okay. Sign me up.
At NKFI, we want to educate everyone that although chronic kidney disease is the 9th leading cause of death in this country, it is preventable, and that is key.
The goal is to reach as many as possible. We try to reach out to the churches. We try to go to the grocery stores. Sometimes I even go out and get the individuals. If they're standing out and we're having a screening, I'll say, come on in and get yourself tested. It's free of charge. They get all of their results that day. And my mom was diagnosed with kidney disease, so I didn't know before she was diagnosed that uncontrolled high blood pressure and uncontrolled diabetes were the leading causes. I definitely want to get the word out.
I would like to take a moment to ask all patients who have received a transplant to stand up.
So we have a kidney transplant. We have some kidney transplants. They're awesome. So thank you.
Thank you. Say thank you, National Kidney Foundation.
Thank you, National. Let's clap our hands.
Here we are again.
So community outreach and acknowledging people who have gone through the transplant. I, of course, was very lucky to have a live donor, Karen Onesti, who gave me the gift of life. And we're just thrilled that there is so much support out there for kidney patients at all points of the spectrum of care. So thank you for supporting the work of this organization. Some of you may know that we, as Elly said before, we've also done fundraising for the American Kidney Fund, with which I've done advocacy work both in Washington and in Springfield. And there are other organizations as well. And I just hope that we can continue getting the level of funding and volunteer donors. And from that, we take you down south. Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Track 29. Hey, would you give me a shine? I can afford to board the Chattanooga choo-choo. I got my fare, I got the quickle to spare. You leave the Pennsylvania station about 3:45, read a magazine, and then you're in Baltimore. Dim River Diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina. When you hear the whistle blowing 8 to the bar, then you know that Tennessee is not very far. Shovel all the coal in, try to keep it rolling. Woo woo, Chattanooga, here I come. There's gonna be a certain person at the station, satin and lace, I used to call funny face, not anymore. She's gonna cry, and as I tell her that I'll never roam. So sad, Mary choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Whoa, whoa. Woo!
So come along with us.
Okay. This here's a little story that was written by Mr. Nat King Cole back in 1943. It was based on a tale that his father used in a sermon once about an opportunistic, what's the bird? Oh my God, a buzzard that would take other animals for a joyride. And then after a little while, when he got hungry, he'd go into a dive, drop him off his back, and eat him. Well, the monkey saw what was going on and knew that this was a dirty trick. So he decided to give that buzzard a thing or two. The buzzard took the monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on a square. The buzzard tried to throw the monkey off his back, and the monkey grabbed his neck and said, "Now listen, Jack, straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you lose your top. Ain't no use in diving. What's the use of jiving? Straighten up and fly right, you buzzard. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top." The buzzard told the monkey, "You are choking me. Release my hold and I will set you free." The monkey looked the buzzard straight in the eye and said, "Your story's real touching, but it sounds like a lie." Ha! Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Yeah. Okay, we're on page 2. This was a song that I wrote right around the time that the pandemic shut us down. I do not need my sunglasses nor my ragtime hat for these. Because this is right now. It's been 6 months, almost to the day. And we were all set to perform a few St. Patrick's Day shows. I was accompanying Once Upon a Mattress up at Lake Forest High School. I was doing this, we were doing that together. We had just finished seasonal Christmas and Hanukkah caroling. And like with everybody, the dominoes just fell down. So this is what I wrote. Response. and start to climb, no looking back. Faith can find a pathway, it can fill us heart and soul with what we lack. Faith says, give everything you've got, stand up free and face tomorrow. Overcome all that blocks your dreams, live your fullest and don't bow down to sorrow. Fear can tumble mountains, despite how strong they are, fear finds a crack. Fear reduces goodness, keeps us from our task and gets us all off track. Fear invades the space that's reserved for faith in God and love. So don't let fear in, keep belief and faith protected. Stand together and face light above. Faith can conquer all our fears, love will last throughout the years. Life in all its glory will not stop, as the dawn of new beginnings for us here. The dawn of new beginnings for us here. God created mountains, so majestically they fill our view with grace. God absorbs our pain and our sorrows, and blesses us with everything we need. Love creates the world of kindness, holding gently all the world in its embrace. Love looks down at mountains, while it listens higher than its tallest peaks. So muster up your courage, be resolute and strong. May our faith in God, hearts happy and joy in the song. Then together we'll pull through the world and sing and praise once more. With an open mind and an open heart, and the good Lord will restore. Faith can conquer all our fears, love will last throughout the years. God will lead us to the holy mountain top. Faith can conquer all our fears, love will last throughout the years. Life in all its glory will not stop, as the dawn of new beginnings for us here. The dawn of new beginnings for us here. You joined us again.
I love it when Andy writes songs. He's got a lot more songs in his heart to write, I'm sure.
They're coming.
Now here's one written by Bob Dylan, and the questions posed in this folk classic are the same that we pose today, such as how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Yes, and how many seas must a white dove He's the one I learned this, where I learned this song, and he and I used to sing it together. And we got a lot of other people. I looked on YouTube.
right.
We got Robert E. There's Julie A. again here in Akron, and Angela N. Kathy. Oh, I said Angela before. There's one called Illinois 403 Ira, and Jill S. And that's some of them. So thank you for coming. All right, now let's see. What the world needs now is love, God's love. With all our political division these days and all the stress related to the COVID, as well as the needs of people who need kidneys, there need funds for kidneys. This song speaks to about love. It was written by Jacques Brel, a Belgian songwriter in the 50s and 60s. If we only have love, then tomorrow will dawn, and the days of our years will rise up and on. If we only have love to embrace without fears, then we'll kiss with our eyes, and we'll sleep without tears. If we only have love with our arms open wide, then the young and the old will stand at our side. If we only have love that's falling like rain, then the parched desert earth will grow green again. If we only have love for the youth that we shout, for the song that we sing, then we'll have a way out. If we only have love, we can reach those in pain. We can heal all our wounds. We can use our own names. If we only have love, we can melt all the guns and then give the new world to our daughters and sons. If we only have love, then Jerusalem stands. Then when death is no shadow, there are no foreign lands. If we only have love, we will never bow down. We'll be tall as the pines, neither heroes nor clowns. If we only have love, then we'll only be men, and we'll drink from the grave till we born once again. Then with nothing at all but the little we are, we'll have conquered our time, the space, the sun, and the
Oh, that takes me back to high school days. That's when I first performed that. So a shout out to birthday boy Scott Lazarus. Tomorrow's his birthday. So many, many happy more to the man who kind of got me started in the business after my dad teaching the piano. So right now we have a special edition. And you're going to start introducing everybody else, right? And bring them over one by one or whatever. So, you know, my kidney story starts with actually being diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And there was a medicine that I took for that. Many of you have heard this before. Oh, she's bald. Many of you heard this before. It was a medicine that I was allergic to for my UC that took my kidneys. So I've been wanting to do a video with Mr. Potato Head singing this song for a long time. And somehow, after seeing a giant Mr. Potato Head at Kohl's one day, and more recently conceiving what we would do in this show, we now present All of Me. You killed my kidneys, you weakened my blood, you didn't seem to care. Am I to be just a remnant of what I thought would be a working pair? Both my kidneys went away, but I got someone spare. Ooh. All of me, why not take all of me? So yes, the story of my kidney disease and then moving forward to transplant is really a progression from darkness to light, as it were. And of course, a moment doesn't go by when I do not remember those fateful words that were said in the parking lot of the Mount Laurel Community Center by Reverend Karen Onesti. We were leaving a meeting, an interfaith clergy meeting, and I had told everybody about my plight. And we got out to the parking lot because we all know that's where the real stuff happens. And Karen said to me, after hearing a little bit more about where I was at with regard to being listed and such, I'll give you one of mine. And the next morning at 9 o'clock, Frank and I prayed about it. I'm going to give you one of mine. That's what God wants to happen. So, who am I to argue with the big chief? So Karen offered me the gift of life, and this is my shirt, the back of my shirt that was signed by both her congregants and mine. We had services at each of our congregations in New Jersey, Mount Laurel, and in, oh my God, what's the name of that town next to me? Well, whatever it was up there, where she was serving 2 churches at the time. And we had the transplant at the Hospital of University of Pennsylvania, otherwise known as HUP. And that was 13 and a half years ago. So very, very happy that I'm able to continue functioning in all different ways as a pianist, singing pianist, with Elly, solo, as a rabbi, as a gardener, and all kinds of different things that I love to do. And thank God, in very good health. So I thank you all for joining with me and honoring the work of an organization like the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois, and we look forward now to continuing with the show with a very meaningful song. Again, it's been in our bones for years, by Simon and Garfunkel. I remember playing this one a long time ago. What are you looking for now, dear? Your microphone again. She can't hold on to her microphone. I don't know. Is that symbolic of something?
I keep losing it.
Don't lose it. Here we go.
this song.
Yes. Well, we know that Chopin was a poetic genius for the piano of the Romantic period, and he created this beloved fantasy of promptu that has charmed generations.
Andy, I'm in heaven when he plays that piece. It's so beautiful. And
Well, you are always chasing rainbows.
oh, so that's a beautiful song. And Andy he trained to be a concert pianist, but then he went off and became a rabbi. So now he's back to his musician part of his life, right?
Absolutely. While I still can. And thank God I learned fantasy impromptu when I was much younger so that all the notes are in there. I don't know, I'm trying to learn all the rest of the Chopin impromptus. And I started a couple of them back in college days, so we'll see. Anyway, in these times, we keep alluding to various situations, the COVID pandemic, the whole search for an answer to the racial injustices that we continue to experience in this country, not the least of which are the unnecessary and awkward and horrific killings of people in custody. We honor our first responders. We love our police and fire department and all of our military. And to know that their jobs are in question is very difficult. We see immigrants to this country who want to make the same new life for their families as I know all three of us, our families all came from somewhere else. How can we not welcome immigrants and give them the hope that they need? So this song is in honor of the struggle to make America the best that it can be, and in particular, welcoming in those who want in on the dream that we've shared here for so long. Now we know that the Statue of Liberty was a gift to our country in order to stand as a beacon of hope to immigrants in New York Harbor making their way to a new life here. Now those words, written by Emma Lazarus, called The New Colossus, are emblazed on the Statue of Liberty's base. And Leonard Berlin, not Leonard, that's someone else. I knew a Leonard Berlin. Irving Berlin set them to music. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient land, your storied pomp, she cries, with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Give me your tired
next song, put on your seatbelts. It's a song.
Like Victor Borga, right?
From Ain't Misbehavin', which celebrates stride piano, a style that developed in the 20s and it was made famous by Fats Waller.
What you say? now we're coming to the close. This was written in 1990. The first Gulf War was raging in the Middle East, and my wife and I had our first daughter in October, and I was studying all about mountains in conjunction with a sermon I had to give at rabbinic school. And so I kind of landed on Psalm 121. I lift up my eyes to the mountains, which of course, years later I realized I first heard sung in the Sound of Music movie way back when I was 5 years old. So it was in there a long time, and it came out as a Schubert-like melody, really more like a lullaby, as I was watching the Gulf War in rabbinic school and feeding my daughter her.
I lift my eyes unto the hills, from where my help will come. My help will come from God, the maker of heaven and earth.
As
For our last song, we're going to sing that. Well, well-known song from West Side Story where Tony and Maria sing about their hope for a peaceful world.
Certainly we can all use greater peace of mind, comfort, and love amongst all human Well, we'd like to thank you all for being with us tonight, and hopefully we have a running total of how much has been pledged to see if we went over our limit. Well, we are up to 1148. Now, I have a little bit at home that puts us up to 1200, but we need a couple more of you, please. Put us over 1300 so we can know that we hit our goal tonight. Would you please? The website for the walk, of course, is good not only through the virtual walk next Sunday, in which Elly and I will be appearing via Zoom pre-recorded a little bit at the beginning of the ceremonies. And then the collections go on for a whole month afterward. But come on, can anybody write in that they're going to give some more so we can hit 1300 tonight? Come on, we're going to do one more song. We are. Let's do a favorite closing song. This is, after all, a national holiday. It's Labor Day, so we have to salute all of our indispensable frontline workers, all of those people, first responders, everybody who have been continuing to face the virus day after day, deliver the goods and services that our country needs to continue on during these past 6 months. And so we'd like to close with God Bless America.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us pledge allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be
guess we'll just have to get some more along the way. But thank you all so much for being here. I hope our new friend Angelo is there, just to single out one person. But thank you all. We've gotten some wonderful contributions from people, from family members, and from acquaintances who just want to support the cause of the National Kidney Foundation, just like we support all of the efforts to help those in need.
Yes, thank you so much for coming, and we want to thank Matt Park, our engineer,
Right, Matt.
today. And we also want to thank my church because for allowing us to use the facility today. And thank you again, everyone.
God bless you all. Good night.